Welcome back to the Business Owner Spotlight. I'm Stephanie Scheller. I'm out here with a mission this summer and fall to find business owners, put the spotlight on them. These are people who deserve the chance to share the knowledge that they have learned over the years of building their business. And I have a really amazing opportunity. I have a guy here who runs two businesses, which is funny because everyone up until now is all around one. And then we had a guy yesterday who had two, and now we have another guy. So, and it's Yinka, right? Yinka?
Yes, Yinka.
Yinka, thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So you have two businesses. You have Precision Tune Auto Care and Maaco Collision Repair and Auto Painting.
Mm-hmm.
They're both franchises, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first question, how did you end up with two companies? Let's start there. How did
my background was in the military. I was a military officer. I served for about 14 and a half years, deployed several times to Afghanistan and Iraq. So when I left the military, I worked for USAA for a while, but it's always been in the corner of my mind to be, on my own, be able to shape my own destiny. And I know I'm a very business-oriented guy. Even while I was in the military, I've always thought about this is what I want to do. But to come into the auto business is basically what you do as an officer in the military. If you're a commander, you're going to own Humvees and you're going to own motor pool and mechanics. And you run them just like you run this business. You track the part, people report to you about the repairs, why are they on deadline report, why this vehicle is not mission capable. So it's the same thing, transporting that into the civilian life.
So it made total sense. You already had the background. So how did you pick these companies that you wanted to work with?
Well, I did an extensive research for about 4 years on my first one, because Precision Tune was the first one that I did. That was in 2014. And before that, it was about 4 years I was doing research. I went through the Maaco, whatnot, all those stuff. I read all their brochures. I got in touch with them. But it was a business model of Precision Tune. And also, Precision Tune is kind of unique. They're all over the country. They're all over Texas, but there was none in San Antonio. So I want to bring something new to San Antonio. As of today, I'm still the only franchisee in San Antonio.
Wow.
If you go to Austin, they have about 10 locations out in Austin, about another 10 in Dallas, 10 in Houston. For some reason, there was none in San Antonio. So I want something different because their model is all about the customer. And it's kind of really hard to break into the market because a lot of people don't recognize the brand in San Antonio.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that that's really odd that there were no Precisions in San Antonio. Why? Was there a reason for that, or?
There was no reason. They got to figure it out themselves. It's even more odd because the CEO of the company is from San Antonio. The CEO grew up around the North Star Mall. He came to visit twice, and he used to tell me the story how North Star Mall used to be a grocery store. That he was working as was bagging groceries there. And I was like, well, how come you don't? So when I came on board and said, I want to do something in San Antonio with you guys, he was bending backwards the rules to make it happen.
Holy cow.
He was like, we've tried. We never got anybody in San Antonio. We really want to work with you because we need to be in San Antonio.
Yeah, well, San Antonio is like one of the fastest growing cities in the nation. Of course you have to be in San Antonio at this point. So that was Precision. What made you decide that you were crazy enough that you wanted to take on a second business?
Well, I was thinking about if you have a business, sometimes some businesses are like incomplete without the other one. So I have a lot of vehicles coming to the shop for oil change, brakes and stuff, and they need a repair on it. And we have to refer them to a body shop. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking of starting my own body shop. I've used Maaco before I moved to San Antonio 7 years ago. But when I saw the opportunity, I actually saw an ad for a small shop, and I was going to try and buy that shop. I didn't know it was Maaco. They didn't put Maaco on it. I just clicked on it. And what they did was they went and checked me out on LinkedIn, all that stuff. And they're like, okay, we would like to work with you. At the time, there was no Maaco in San Antonio as well. They were here before, I don't know what really happened. They drew their license from the franchisees, and there was zero Maaco in San Antonio at the time. But right now we have two, myself and one other gentleman on the southwest side. But initially there was none, and I saw a need for it. And Maaco has changed its business model from what people used to know. People used to think about Maaco to be a cheap paint job that you go to, and a company called Driven Brands bought the company from the original owner and changed the entire concept. Today, in my facility, we only use PPG paint. PPG paint is number one in the automotive industry. This is the same paint that goes on Mercedes and BMW from the factory. Every 5 vehicles out there, 3 of them is painted with PPG paint. So that's what we carry in this facility. And what's so unique about us is we are more like an a la carte type business. We have every single different packages that can fit individual budget. If we go to some of our competition, to paint a car start as about $2,500. You can paint a car. You can paint a car at my shop for $600-700.
Wow. That's just mind-boggling. So, I mean, I'm super curious to know how you guys can do that.
Well, since we are a national brand, we are the only brand that is nationwide when it comes to franchising. So we have thousands of shops in the network. So we have a bargaining power. So the corporate negotiated the paint to the lowest cost possible, so that we can buy, because of the volume we buy from them. They know all the shop is going to buy from them. So they give us a good price. So we in turn pass that savings to the consumers instead of trying to, make excessive money out of the business. So somebody comes in here, I speak to them about, are you going to keep the vehicle for a long time? They said, no. I said, okay, why do you want to waste money spending that much money? If you're going to keep it for 2 years, you can put urethane, or you put a normal paint on it, and that's going to be easy on your pocket, because in 2 years you're not going to be using that vehicle anymore. Some people come in here, it's sentimental value. It's an older car, they want to put the best paint possible on it. We'll go in and do it for them. And we have the state of art equipment here that is actually helping us to attract good employees. We have two booths, painting booths. Both of them will paint the vehicles in them.
Wow.
We have a small one that up to F350 can go in, and we have a larger one that you can put semi trucks in. So we can paint basically any vehicle on the street.
Wow. Now I'm kind of like, as I'm listening to you, first of all, I'm super, super impressed that one, you have 2 companies, and 2, you brought in 2 franchises that weren't even here and are making that work. But one thing that keeps coming to mind, I know a lot of people who were former military who start a business and have a really hard time making that leap from working for the military, and especially for the military where it's highly, highly structured. Whereas in the corporate world, in the regular world, we're not really as good at structuring things sometimes. So how did you handle that? What was the hardest part of making the leap from?
Well, if you remember, I spent 6 years with USA. So that kind of got my easy landing. And having in the back of my mind that that's what I want to do, I prepared myself for this moment before I let go of my employment. I knew that I was going to be probably not getting income for the first year of these businesses. So I made sure I have enough saved not to put pressure on me. And I also diversify, I double my hands into real estate. So I have some other income coming in that cushions the effect of not having profit in the beginning of a business. And also you have to streamline your costs. You have to be on top of the cost, because I check my cost every day. I know where I need to be, my cost of goods need to be profitable. Are we making profit now? Not really, but it's paying for itself. Can we do more? Yes, because we are so new at Maaco. We are actually working at 20% capacity.
Really?
I can push out 16 cars a day. complete paint job with the facility we have. But we're new in town. We're trying to spread the news. We're trying to let people know this is not the old Maaco that does use cheap paint, and it takes some time, and it takes people giving us an opportunity. We've worked for some companies that love it. They've been coming back. We paint any vehicle, luxury vehicle, cheap vehicle. Everybody's vehicle is a luxury vehicle to them, so we treat it like it's ours. So we don't go, oh, that's a bucket. No, we don't do that here. Our guys knows that if you can't treat people's vehicle like it's yours, then this is not a place for you to be.
So it sounds like you have a huge emphasis on customer service.
Yes, yes. And I'm glad I went to USA to learn that customer service is the most important thing to me. It's not really the money. It's good to make money in business, but treating people right and being able to, sometimes it's gonna be a problem. I call people myself. I don't play the owner's role. Like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. On the evenings, I'll sit down, I'll go through, if there's any complaint, if there's anything on the invoice that kind of look like it's not right, I'll call up each person and I explain to them what happened. And if it's something that I can take care of, I'll take, sometimes I'll give them free oil change. Sometimes I'll redo a car, just to make them happy if it's our fault. If it's not, I will explain to them what's going on. And 9 out of 10 people just want someone that cares about them, not treat them as a transaction. So for me, the goal is to treat each person as a client and not as a customer, and build a relationship with them.
I think I'm writing this down. I take notes while I do these, by the way. And so I'm writing that down because people who just want someone who cares about them, I think you just hit a huge key there. I think we're at a point, and I've been trying to spread this around to people, that we are at a point where it's not about being the cheapest, even though it sounds like you guys are doing a great job saving people, but it's not about being the cheapest. It's not about, the quality is important too, but half the time I'll stick with someone who doesn't provide the best quality and is a little more expensive because they, I feel like they care about me. Like we really do. We live in the society. I could get on a soapbox here. I'm actually not going to do that because it's not supposed to.
I wish my production manager could be here. I'm blessed to have a gentleman called Carlos Castillo on my team. This guy is so passionate about making sure people feel comfortable with what they're spending. He takes his time to explain things in depth. And if he can't get it done, he will bring him to my office. I've never said no. I don't have time. I've actually cut my mom off the phone to attend to my customer.
Wow.
Well, right now my customers are very important to me because those are the people that's paying my bills, and those are the people I need to take care of. It's not transaction. It's relationship wise. Because I'm gonna run to them out there. We're gonna end up playing sports together, coaching sports. I coach soccer every now and then. So I've coached some of the people that have been here. They're like, "Oh, that's a coach." I'm like, "Yeah, I used to be your coach." But I'm working hard now.
So what's your strategy? Because I know as we hire more and more people, sometimes that type of culture can end up getting lost. If you end up bringing people on and you bring on someone who doesn't feel the same way or whatever. So I guess my question is, what's your plan for keeping that customer focus as you continue to grow and as you bring on more and more team members?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. As we continue to grow, the fact that I'm a former Army officer is a blessing because that gets me grounded and focused. And my main number one focus is customer service. Customers everything. When I have a new hire, that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Customers are everything. I don't believe in people saying, customers is always right. It's not about always right. It's about everything is about the customer. Whether they're right or wrong, you need to find a way to talk to them, to make them understand where you're coming from, and be honest with them. I think the biggest part of the auto industry is because a lot of people are not honest with what they do. If it's going to cost $10, it doesn't, just because they brought a Mercedes-Benz doesn't mean you charge them $500.
Right.
So that's always been part of my business model. So, and people that have been to any of these shops can attest to it. Some of our reviews can attest to it as well. We just focus on our customers. We call them back. We reach out to them. We will make them understand and educate them about the vehicle. One of the things I've done in the past, I need to bring it back at the precision tune. I was having a monthly maintenance class for women.
Oh, nice.
So my niche market was actually women because I figured out that a lot of women are being cheated when they go do auto repair. So I want them to have a place where they can feel comfortable and also they can do other things. That's why I strategically chose behind the North Star Mall. You can drop your car off for your brakes and go get your nails done or go do some shopping. So now you can do two things at a time. So we're not saying men are not gonna come. Men are gonna come. Most guys know a little bit about cars, but for women, we just want to make sure they understand there's a place they can go to that can give them information about their car and show them what they can do on their own and provide the tools for them not to be cheated if they have to go somewhere else. You come to my shop in Precision Tune, your record goes on Carfax. We have something called Online Garage. We have an app that has an online garage. You put your username and password in it. It tells you exactly what we did on your vehicle. So if you did some brakes for you a week ago and somebody's trying to sell you a brake job in 2 weeks, you can pull it out. I just did my brakes.
Yeah.
So because those are the cases I've seen. I've seen people come in with an estimate from another shop and say, "Oh, you need brakes," and we inspect the brakes. Like, ma'am, you don't need no brakes. You have about 60% left. I can schedule you for about 6 months out if you want to come back. Don't do anything about your brakes right now. They're in perfect condition. Just keep riding it about 6,000 miles. Come back and let's work on it for you. Most shops know the surface rotors. We do. They try to sell you a rotor. If the rotor meets the specification, we measure it. We take the time to measure it. Who the surface is, it saves you a lot of money. People don't have tons of money just sitting down to hand it to people. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to create value and give people a reason why to come to us and also make people feel comfortable.
Wow. Well, I feel like we could probably sit and talk for a lot longer, but I'm noticing we're coming up on almost 20 minutes already. So I do want to ask, because it sounds like you've been successful, even though you're still building the business, but, you know, to get your business, especially an auto parts shop, to get it, you know, to where it's taking care of itself within the first couple of years is huge. What is your best piece of advice for other business owners out there?
Man, every business is unique. In this environment, you have to find what works best for you. You have to look into your inner passion, and you have to learn to trust people as well. You have to trust your team. You have to build your team as a team. I do not run any of this business as a boss. I run them as a team member, as a lead of the team. Everybody's idea is taken into cognizance, and we evaluate it. If I'm making a decision why not to do certain things, when we have our meetings, I always let my guys know it's nothing against you, but at this point in time, we cannot implement that. When people know the bigger scheme of things, they tend to want to participate. You get to lead by example as well.
Right.
If you expect people to be in at 7:45 in the morning, it behooves you to be there as well yourself. I open both shops every day.
Wow. I think I mean, you gave 3 awesome pieces of advice. Find what works best for you, find your passion, trust your team. And I think you actually gave a third one there, lead from the top. You know, understand you got to lead from the top.
You got to. I mean, I wouldn't do an alternate in a minute, but sometimes when we get swamped, I take off my jacket and put on. I have a uniform in my office. I'll put it on and go there and start doing alternates.
Wow.
They were shocked to see me do it. The first time I told somebody to go, we were slow that day, and I was like, okay, one of you need to go flip a sign. Like, oh, me, flip a sign? And don't worry. I took the sign, I went there and started flipping the sign. And we get some walking. And since that day, I don't even tell them they go flip a sign when it's slow. Because I showed them that I can do it. I stood there for 2 hours and flipped the sign.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it. Money is all about your living. Don't worry about what people say. You could be flipping a sign and have money in your pocket. That's fine. Yeah. Who cares? You can pay your bills. So why are you worried about what other people say about you? You need to stay focused. You need to give your customers the best service quality. Never tell them you're wrong. Find ways to fix what is wrong or make them feel comfortable with your decision.
I love it. I think I would highly encourage, I know you gave me permission to put some contact information for the shops down there, and I would encourage people to reach out to you. I think you have a lot, for being a young business owner, 3 years in, you have a lot of valuable information. So I appreciate you taking time to sit down with me and share that.
It's been war, but but we're making it. We're making it. And the last thing is just, that is all human. But then, whatever you believe in, higher power. I believe in God. I worship. I go to church. I always pray about it because I want to make sure what I'm doing is what is best for me, and not just doing something that's not going to work for me. I've been invited to go and do some restaurant on other things, distractions. I almost did, but I was like, you know what? You need to go back to your core competency, which is automotive. Stay within the automotive. Expand within the automotive. There's still room to expand. The two businesses can grow. We can diversify into used car lots.
Oh, yeah.
All that is possible. Can I do it now? Yes. Will be too much? Yes. I need to grow the two I have. Then we'll move into those areas.
Wow. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up for our listeners out there, but I think this was awesome, and I would love to chat with you more once we're done recording here. But for our listeners, this is exactly what this is about. I love connecting with a business owner that, honestly, I walk into these interviews, I have no clue what's going to come out of the other person's mouth. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes I'm going, okay. But this is what it's about, is finding people that I never would have had the chance to connect with and that you might have never had the chance to connect with. So if you know somebody who deserves the chance to have the spotlight put on them, do me a huge favor. Go below, grab my contact information, and send them my way. I would love to put the spotlight on them. In the meantime, get out there, focus, find a way to stay customer service centric, and stay true to your core. Lead from the top. You got this. It's time to stop hitting your targets and start smashing them.
All right. Thank you.